Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to the Human Resource Machine. So last episode I did puzzle 34 and 35. Perfect solution on 34, not a perfect one on 35. And it's been 2 weeks since I've actually looked at it a couple more times. And I haven't been able to come up with perfect solutions yet. So for now, rather than keeping it as a blocking factor to that stands between me and finishing the game, I'm just going to continue and I'll just go back to it to optimize it, or not. I'll see what happens. So for now, let's continue with the Alphabetizer. Year 36. Please be advised, this optional hallway is for advanced employees only. Bzz, bzz. Yes, indeed. Goodbye. Click. Incoming message! You will receive 2 words. One is a decoy, a false lead, a red herring. The other is part of an important message. So, tell me more. Yes, facilities management has left some useful numbers over there on the floor for you. They were just here. Did you see them pass you in the elevator? So the inbox contains exactly 2 words. Determine which word comes first if you were to order them alphabetically, and send only that word to the outbox. Okay, so 0 and 10, that's pointers to 0 and 10. So assuming we write the first one there, second one there, and then you start comparing them, and this is going to be a lot of pointer movement. So this is, let's see, the question again is is this a starting thing, or can I do it while duplicating? Because I have some working space down here. So let's, for now, do the simple thing and build something that copies the first word and puts it down. So we take something from the inbox and we don't send it to the outbox, but we copy it to whatever this one is pointing to. For now, let's treat this as a pointer. So ptr a. So whatever that one is pointing to. Then we set it out, and then we take something from the inbox. We need to bump the pointer then. And then we cycle. Okay. So if this is a 0, then we are done. So that's something we have to look out for. So if this is a 0, we can actually do it right here. I mean, we have the 0 in our hands, we copy it to end the string, and then afterwards we do a double check. And then if it's a 0, we know we are done. So let's say this is copy A. Copy A. And then if we are done copying, we continue to copy B. And I know my handwriting is terrific. So we can do the same thing here. Let's call this one pointer B. We can do the same thing over here. So we take a number from the inbox, we copy it to whatever pointer B is pointing to. Then if it's 0, we know we're done. Not quite sure what we're gonna do with it yet, but that's we're gonna compare. So let's label that as appropriate. That means there also has to be a jump in here, and we need to increment our pointer. That's gonna be pointer B. So let's see if we can at least copy both words. Okay, so the pointer has now been moved, so the next one goes there. Let's increase the speed slightly. So Unix, okay, 0. And we get Unix under. Okay, this is buggy. This is buggy. Oh, we need to actually get numbers from the input, shouldn't we? So let's keep this at max speed just to double check. Union dirt. Excellent. So we are now done. Okay, we only get 2 words. Is that something that was... Okay, so only 2 words. Okay, so we have now copied both words. And the nice thing is that we need to reset these things. Resetting 0 is pretty easy. It's not so easy to reset something to 10. So let's for that, let's backup 10. Just to have an easy way of reaching it. So we have that one. So now we have to reset it, because it's easy. If this pointer A, we just read the value of pointer A, we subtract it from itself. That if you have a number, you subtract it from itself, you always have 0. So that's the easy part. Actually, let's make it even easier. We need to copy 10 anyway. And we need to store it. So to reset this to 10. Now we're already holding 10. So if we just subtract the value 10, now we have 0 in our hands. And we can copy that to our 0 pointer. Okay. So at this point, both pointers are reset to the beginning of the strings. And then we can just compare letters. So let's call this reset. Okay. Next we get... Okay, so let's actually say we have a reset here, and then the next one is the compare, just to make it clear what's going on. So we're going to compare numbers. Well, the easy way to do it is we copy from what the first pointer is pointing to. We subtract whatever the second pointer is pointing to. Okay, so there's a couple of options. If they're the same, we need to advance. That's maybe a better one. If they are the same, then we need to move to the next one. So, next letter. That's, we can actually, next, we can write it full out. Next, yes. Right, if it's not the same, we have to check, we haven't found a difference, so we need to find, is A larger than B? So we can do a jump of negative, and then the alternative is going to be positive. So, and we have the next situation. So let's solve the difference, the ending situation first. Alright, so what did we just do? We took letter A, we subtracted a letter B. So if this is a larger number, it's later in the alphabet, and we subtract a smaller number, which is earlier in the alphabet, then the number is going to be a positive number. So in case of a positive number, B should go first. Yes. So in this case, B first. B wins. Otherwise, A wins. Because we only had one actually. It was not a sorting problem. It was a decision problem. So we have a B here, we have an A here, and we are done. Okay, so that we can solve that later. In the situation where we have the next pointer, because I want to solve this to not keep it dangling. So if if there's no difference between the letters, we need to advance both of the pointers. So we bump that one, we bump that one, and then we just continue where we were. It's relatively straightforward that way. Also, in this case, if this is a loop that keeps repeating, first let's see where we have to go back to, because then we do a copy from A, subtract B. Okay. I can see this happening quite a bit. If there's a 0, we just need to iterate a bit. And one of the things I've learned so far is that it might be better to have the logic for this sit above the actual comparison code and just jump into it. From the moment we start comparing, we skip the go to the next bit of logic, and we just go immediately to go copy from A and B and do the compare. And if it's 0, if the numbers are the same, we jump back, bump the pointers, and then we fall directly into the comparison again without needing to do a jump, because otherwise we are jumping from the end here and then we're jumping back. This way we have a pretty tight loop and there's only one jump involved, plus one extra jump for the entire sequence rather than an extra jump per comparison. So this is slightly more efficient for the runtime, and it's also a nice way because now all the exit condition handling is in the end. Okay, so what happens if B has 1? Well, of course we need to reset our pointer. And in case A has 1, we need to reset that pointer. The thing is, it doesn't really matter whether A or B has 1. All we need to do is pick a pointer. Let's say this, we call this one the winner. Okay, so let's say this is the winner. So in case B has 1, we need to basically copy the value of 10, since we need to reset it to the start anyway. And we copy it to win. Right. In case A has 1, we need to have a 0 value. So we need to... Let's copy this one as well, then we subtract it from itself, and then we copy it to the winner. Okay, so also maybe afterwards we should jump over this. So in this case we set it to B, otherwise we set it to A. Either way, at this point we are done with the final transfer. So this is finish. So now we have a pointer, and we just need to use that pointer to copy the entire word to the output. So that's pretty easy. We copy from whatever the winning pointer is pointing at. So that's going to either be 0 or it's going to be 10. And then we need to outbox it. And then we need to bump this one to point to the next letter. And we just keep doing that. With the exception, if it's a 0, if the actual value is a 0, I don't think we need to copy the 0. In that case we need to exit, and I think we need to look for more inputs as a termination condition. So let's see how it goes. So sorting logic. Oh, also interesting. Undo and un. Which one is larger? The 0 is probably smaller than the D. You can't sub with mixed operands. Subbing between one letter and one number is invalid. Only nice, respectable pairs of 2 letters or 2 numbers are allowed. Interesting edge case. Okay, fair. Fair. I hadn't actually accounted for a situation of different word lengths. I was expecting the difference to be earlier in the string. So this is a very nice catch. Okay. That also means if we bump the pointers, if one of them is a 0, that one is going to win. Unless they happen to both hit at the same time, in which case they're the same word and it doesn't really matter which one we transfer, because that's also an edge case. If you do two letters, two words are the same, it doesn't really matter what you transfer, because you're always going to end up transferring the same one. Okay, so if we just bumped the pointer A for the next one, let's see, we copy from. Yeah, so we need to do a bit of fact checking. So copy A. If it's a 0, that means it won. So that means we need to jump to the situation where A has won. Okay. Otherwise, if where was I doing the comparison? It's getting a bit murky with all the jumping now. Okay, so here we're bumping pointer B. So then we copy from whatever B is pointing at. And then if it's 0, B has 1. Maybe I should jump to below it. Yeah. From here's 1 then. Make it nice. Make it nice and pretty. Negative, then we should just jump to here as well. So then the A labels the section that we are jumping into rather than before it. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? Unity and un. Okay, so it's the same again. So un should be transmitted. Oh, let's slow it down, and we are now indeed transmitting un. Excellent. So yeah, they didn't want a 0, and we need to send the thingy out. Ooh, size is exactly. Excellent, excellent, excellent. This one is the right solution. So yeah, happy this one was correct in one go. Cool. Oh, that means we can move on to the next one next episode. So I hope you enjoyed it. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next episode, hopefully with 37, and we'll see what I'll do with 35. If I ever manage to solve it, I will make a video about it, because it's the ever elusive 35 at this point. So take care and see you next time. Bye bye.